Hello, my name is Kevin Cardell. I'm sitting here today with Megan Fahy, and we are going to talk about her position with Valleycraft Industries. Megan, could you please tell us who you are, your title, and the type of work that you do?
So my name is Megan Fahy. I'm the HR manager at Valleycraft Industries. And the type of work that I do is I am the HR department. So I do everything from recruiting and onboarding to benefit enrollment and on to employee retention.
When did you decide you wanted to be an HR manager, and what helped you make that decision?
So I actually graduated with a kinesiology degree. I worked in my field for 1 year after graduation. My husband ended up getting a job down here in this area. So we moved from Fargo, North Dakota to Red Wing. Finding a job in my career path wasn't very easy. So in college, I did work as a assistant manager at a retail store, and I was good with working with people. I enjoyed working with people. So I thought, maybe I'll go back into that. I ended up getting a job with Aerotech as a recruiter and fell in love with the HR side of it, finding jobs that worked well with people's skill sets, what they were looking for, helping them grow within those positions. And from there, I took a HR coordinator position, really fell in love with, again, the HR side of everything, benefits, as crazy as that sounds. I love enrollment. And then I've moved on to an HR manager position. So kind of a weird way to get to where I am, but learned a lot on my way here.
So yeah, that isn't interesting. So you went up with a kinesiology degree. So my next question was, what kind of training or education did you complete, or would you recommend to a student for what you do? Obviously, your path was not towards HR, but what kind of steps, your experiences is what you probably had a lot of your training, but did you have other trainings that you were able to participate in to learn?
Yes. So I'm a member of SHRM, and I'm working on getting my PHR, which is a professional HR human resources certificate, and just a lot of on-the-job training, a lot of really good mentors, asking questions to those who've been in the job for a long time, and really just on your feet learning is what I've experienced.
Mm-hmm. So there are various pathways to get to an HR position, and what kind of your experiences that did you think about HR before you got into this? Got into your first HR position? Is that even on the radar?
No, it wasn't. So before I took my first recruiting position, I was a fitness specialist at a retirement center. So I ran the fitness program for a retirement center, and I never thought about HR before. And when we moved here, I was open to options. And like I said, I took a recruiting job and I really fell in love with what I was doing. So made the move.
Yeah. Could you tell me a little bit about some of the unique technology tools or software or equipment that you might use at work?
So I use a lot of payroll platforms. Here we use ADP. So it's a payroll platform. And then we also use benefit platforms. Those are two of the main things that I use. I've used HRIS systems and ATS systems as well. ATS is an applicant tracking system, and so where an individual would apply and we would track their progress through that system. An HRIS system would move those applicants to the hiring portal for them to do their onboarding, any paperwork that needs to be done, any safety training that needs to be done, and then that would eventually move on to the payroll portion where they can enroll in their benefits, look at pay stubs, print pay stubs, and request time off. So a lot of different benefit platforms and payroll platforms.
So you came into this kind of with not a lot of, at least background education. You've learned the job on the job.
Yep.
How many support people, or how big is the HR department in Valleycraft? Is it you?
It's just me.
Do you have, what kind of support do you have? So you have a lot of software packages that you're using. Do the companies help support so that you can get assistance in running those, or do you have other local people in Valleycraft that can help you?
So I work really closely for benefits. I work with our brokers from our insurance companies, and I work very closely with our insurance companies as well. For payroll, I work very closely with the payroll program itself. So if I have questions, I call them. They have a lot of trainings online that you can do if you do have questions and you don't want to call in. They do have quick little videos. But I mean, I have help from our leadership staff if I need it, but I am the person that is supposed to know these, so I have to dive in and learn it.
Yeah, well, very good for you. When it comes to the number of staff, how many staff do you have at Valleycraft?
Overall, we are about 110 employees. That is office and our shop floor. And we did just expand and have a second shift start back in July. So that was very exciting for us. So we've really grown within the last year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So in HR positions, and you talked a little bit about that, what are some entry level positions? What do they look like in the HR world that a high school student may think about that they may want to go into HR? What would be a route that you would recommend to be able to do that?
So if they go directly into the workforce, there's HR coordinators and HR assistants. They're doing a lot of task-based work, helping their HR managers or generalists or directors, whatever their direct report is, do those daily tasks. Otherwise, there are associate's degrees in HR. There are, business degrees in HR as well that you can also go into grad school too. You just have to find the right role that works for you. And I mean, I am an on-the-job type of person training, so I liked just jumping in and learning from those who've done it for so long, because that's just what works better for me.
Good. Is there anything any advice that you may give to maybe your 17-year-old, 18-year-old self years ago as to if you were thinking about a career and what path would you take to get into being a human resource manager?
I would probably tell myself not everything goes to plan. Like I said, I graduated with a kinesiology degree and a minor in coaching. My goal in life was to work at a retirement center and work with the residents there on their health, and then eventually open my own gym. Obviously, that didn't go as planned. So I don't know. I guess I'm a planner. I like to try and plan everything out, and I would tell myself it's okay that things don't go as planned. But you just got to push forward and find something that works for you.
Well, I thank you very much for your time today and doing this review, and we will be in touch. Thank you, Megan.
Thank you.